All right. Hello. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hello. Welcome. This is a Hangout stream today. I wanted to do a Hangout stream with everybody. Don't really have much to talk about. So I guess we'll just, answer questions and, kiss July goodbye because it's over. It felt like the never-ending month, but it's finally gone. Goodbye, July. Hello, August. The final month of the summer of RE, or the summer of no Resident Evil. No. Yeah, so we're here. What's up, King Shadow? Leon, Thunders Productions. What's up, Wolf Boy? Leon YouTube, loving the song. Hell yeah. Good old Azure Eyes supplying the theme. Sonic, Moore, Caesar, and Jill. What's going on? Mortal. Mortal. Kular. And Jill says definitely craven some fall season. Yeah, it's. I think a lot of people, it gets to the point where you're just over the heat and you're just like, I'm fucking done with this shit. Boom, we got Thunders Productions in the house, gifting a membership off the top of the stream to Kular. Kular, thank you. It's Angie. I just wrote it in that way. Okay, it is Angie. Okay. God forbid I mispronounce another name, because believe me, I've done it to many. So, Angie, there you go. Angie. Yes, but thank you, Thunders Productions, for the membership to Kular. And if you check the polls right now, if you remember, custom badges, emojis, early access to stuff, but also exclusive polls. And that is going to be Resident Evil 3. So far, Operation Nemesis seems to be what we're doing here for the Master Series. So the Master Series is Resident Evil. Take it on through start to finish of the end of the franchise with some kind of challenge or stipulation or something that is voted on by the Patreon and YouTube members. So right now, the winner is Operation Nemesis, but it could change because there is Hangout only and Knife only is up there. But so far, 10 votes have been for Operation Nemesis. So go vote if you haven't yet. The last poll that we did was in June, and that was for Silent Hill 3. Was the winner for that one. It was basically asking what survival horror game you want to see streamed on the channel. So I will say that Thursday, which is technically August 1st, right? Because tomorrow is the 31st. Yes. So August 1st is going to be Silent Hill 3. It is going to be a busy kind of day, but I think Silent Hill 3 should kick off at least part 1 of Silent Hill should be ready to go. And I'm excited. I've never played Silent Hill 3. I've only played the first couple hours. As you guys may know or may not know, it was attempted, I want to say maybe late 2019, right around there, and didn't really stop playing it for any particular reason. I think it was like the channel was taking on a different direction at the time, and Resident Evil 3 Remake was leaked in December of 2019, right around the time I started it. Started the Silent Hill playthrough. So it got to the point where it was essentially a scrapped playthrough. Maybe I'll return to it someday, blah, 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 right? And that's how it was. And then here we are in 2024, still trying to play other survival horror games on this channel. I played Crow Country this year. I played Cold Fear, right? And Cold Fear was also the last winner of the poll. So I try to put the fans first when it comes to making these decisions, especially voting on, another survival horror game. Crow Country is more like I just kind of did that on default because a lot of people, Nuji, John, everyone else was like, you got to play it, right? So, and it's true. I mean, it was a brand new indie survival horror game, but it was one I thoroughly enjoyed. Probably my favorite game I played this year, which is nuts that it's an indie game, right? That is my favorite. But I'm not opposed to indie games. I've never put a ban on them. I've never, said they're not allowed to be played on this channel. I think that is something that I'm going to obviously explore a lot more because it's just that's what people want to see. So I'm not going to ignore that horror stuff, especially when it's, I don't know, like a slow time, more of a nothing's going on, right? Like we know, like we're waiting for a Resident Evil thing, but like when there's time on my hands on top of like other planned, current Resident Evil stuff. Let's see here. Hoping they kick out the good old games, Resident Evil games soon. I hope so, McBrew. I hope so. Every day of summer is summer of RE. If you have the Steam Forge Games board game, my dude, I can't love this game any more than I do. I have the one based on RE1 Remake. I have the RE2 board game, and I gave to I always kind of had a bad taste in my mouth for when the board game was a Kickstarter. I gave to the Kickstarter, and I never got my stuff. Customer service was shit. Never got my stuff. So I backed the Resident Evil 2 board game. Never got it. And then it was gifted to me one Christmas. So that's why I have it. But I never got the Resident Evil 3 one. Never got... I just didn't want to support that company, to be honest with you. They really screwed me over. And I did talk about it a lot when it happened. This was probably in 2018, 2019, like right around there. So I did end up playing it, but it did kind of suck. Sadly, nothing RE this year. Yeah, I mean, nothing so far. I would say we still have the fall time if they want to have a little Capcom event or a Resident Evil event, right? Yo, Mountain Arts, what's going on? I did not see Deadpool yet. Did not see Deadpool yet. Still want to see it. I'm just thinking, I'm like, it's $5 Tuesday today, but I don't know if I'll have time tonight to go see it. And everyone has work tomorrow, so it's tough. Carlos is in the house. What's up, man? I would like to see you play Evil Within 2. I would like to see me play Evil Within 2. Yeah, maybe I should put Evil Within on the next poll. What's up, Evan? It says, big RE games tend to release in the first half of the year with no news on the next game. That would almost imply no release in 2025. What are your thoughts? When might we get news? I would say maybe fall, and then it could release spring, March, April, maybe of next year. If I was a betting man, that's what I would say. Yeah, I think that's probably what I would say. Angie says Silent Hill 3, let's go. Yes. I'm very excited to finally play through Silent Hill 3. Absolutely love the second game, so. Arthur Morgan, what's up? You should definitely stream Evil Within. Yeah, I mean, I haven't streamed it since, well, you know, I did a playthrough of it 10 years ago this fall, actually, when it came out. So, why does a Capcom make a, oh, I'm sorry. Kenjira says, that's because Tormented Souls 2 hasn't dropped yet. Just wait, you'll change that sentiment. Well, I played the first Tormented Souls, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm already kind of sold on, you know, indie horror games. I just have to actually try them. And I tried Tormented Souls, and it was a really good game. So really did enjoy that. That wasn't bad. I think the one thing that I liked about it was the fact that it was fixed camera angles, and it was a little more cryptic. Why doesn't Capcom make a new classic RE game with updated graphics but in the gameplay style of the original trilogy? I've seen some new retro games like that lately, says Aquarat. I don't know. I just think that they're, you know, the ship has kind of sailed with the way that they're doing it nowadays. You know what I mean? They have a formula and it works for them. You know what I mean? And they're kind of sticking to it. So that's kind of it. You know, I know a lot of people like myself would like to see, you know, things of the retro sense come back. But that's why you have independent games. I think, you know, independent games are an answer to what some people like. Or used to like, rather, that they can't necessarily get in the current landscape of things. Like, you know, if Resident Evil 1 remake is my favorite remake for many reasons, right? But I know that deep down, by the time we got to Resident Evil 2 remake, that they weren't going to go with the fixed camera angles. You know, I used to say, you know, wouldn't work. How could they do it? You know, but then when you start to see that stuff unfold, you realize, oh, like this could work. This could actually work. Which was a better movie that was risky for the franchise? Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, or Jason X? I feel like, excuse the yawns, man. I'm just fucking tired. I would say Jason Goes to Hell was a bigger risk than Jason X, for sure, because Jason was barely in Jason Goes to Hell. And in my opinion, it's not a very good movie. I do like it for the 90s aesthetic, don't get me wrong, but it's not a very good movie. It's a gory movie. There's some pretty crazy gore sequences in there. But I would say Jason was already not making money by part 8, right? So I like part 8, but a lot of people don't like part 8. So that's when it dipped at the box office, and then they sold it to New Line. So I would say, as far as a risk, the only one thing that Jason Goes to Hell did that saved it was the ending, with, you know, Freddy coming out. So, but I would say Season of the Witch was more risky because you completely changed, like, he wasn't even in the movie. And I love Season of the Witch, but, you know, he was not even, like, Mike, it had nothing to do with Michael at all. So I think Season of the Witch on paper is a lot more riskier for the franchise. I mean, it bounced back, but holy crap, Cam and May with the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, buddy. So $20 altogether. Thank you, Cam. I'm going to catch up with some of these comments, and I'll read any other comments that Cam's got going on by the time we get there. Evil Within 2 is what I would want an open world RE game to be. Playing the game on hard difficulty truly made me worry about using my ammunition. Yeah, I gotta check that out, man. I really want to play Evil Within 2. I love the first one. So, has there anything been on Tormented Souls 2 with a release date? I don't know yet. There hasn't been any release dates yet. We saw the teaser, but other than that, I don't know if there's a date yet. Heard so many bad things about the crowdfunding stuff, so The Keeper's Diary is the only one I've supported personally. I appreciate that, McBrew. Thank you for backing that project. And yeah, now that we're about a month, it's been out for a month now. I think it's, it's amazing that the response that we've gotten from people, and fingers crossed that this could be the start of, another wave of Resident Evil fans kind of making the films themselves, or supporting the films that they want to see. Now, wasn't Capcom confirmed to be at Tokyo Game Show? I think so. I know it goes on in September. If you could design your dream Resident Evil game character story, gameplay style, what would it be? Damn, JP, it's a good question. Fellow member JP, I would say dream Resident Evil game would be probably Chris and Jill. For the story, I'm not sure off the top of my head what I would do for the story, but like beat for beat, but I would make it fixed camera angles. I would make it a horror game, and I would set it in a mansion again. Similar to what Lost in Nightmares almost did, but amping it up, making it more of a horror game, if that makes sense. So, we need to petition for Capcom to make one more classic-style fixed camera angles. If it gets support, it could be done. Yeah, it's just hard, man. It's hard to crack the code on these big corporations that are already onto their formula that they like. So I know everything seems reachable and attainable, but whether or not it actually gets, fully pushed past the finish line is the big thing. But if it was up to me, I would make it fixed camera angles. I'd make it horror. I'd make it zombies. I'd make it tyrants. I'd make it like a throwback to the first game, like immediately. Don't know what exactly I would do with the story, but I'd have to figure it out. I'd have to think about that a little bit as far as like beat for beat. Milfman's in the house. What is up? Sweet Trim says, what's going on? You tremendous man. Love the RE GameCube games video. Sold my RE2 and Code Veronica for around equivalent of 180. Wish I tried to sell online. Oh, thanks, Sweet Trim. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to try to do more of that. I think a lot of you guys are liking the collection videos. Let me know if you guys like the collection type videos where it's not just collection updates, but it's talking about, pieces of the collection. Do you guys like the change of direction that I'm trying to do with some of these videos? I've tried a million different things. A million of them don't work, and some do. And maybe that works. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it refreshing here. To say that sometimes you do run out of ideas, you run out of ideas. And so I'm trying to keep things as fresh as possible when there's not stuff to talk about. So it would not surprise me if the RE9 is announced alongside the PS5 Pro and marketed with the Pro. Seems like Sony likes to get announcements of RE games. Yeah, they do play nice with Sony, Capcom, for sure. And I don't know if they're going to use it for a PS5 Pro announcement per se, but I know that there will be a Pro coming. We know that, but I don't know if RE will be... I think GTA 6 has a better chance of getting advertised with the Pro than Resident Evil, but you never know. Revenant says, for me, the best thing to come out of Resident Evil, aside from the remake, is Lance cosplaying as Blade. Oh, in the Netflix thing? Yes, he was cosplaying as Blade. Evil Within is a better game than RE 6, 7, and 8, in my opinion, says Horror Fan. Oh, yeah, I could see that. A lot of people do like where Evil Within was going. Yeah, sucks the third one won't be coming out. Oh, you mean Evil Within 3? Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Yeah, I would have liked to see that. Guy around the block for me has a truck with the Umbrella logo as the front license plate. Damn. Okay, he's one of the good ones. I heard James Wan working on a new Conjuring for 2025, horror related. I haven't seen something solid this year. Yeah, I liked Maxine. I haven't seen Longlegs yet, but you know, not sure. I want to. I don't know if there's anything else coming out. Yeah, I mean, The Conjuring. I like the first one. I know I saw the second one. I just don't remember much of the second one, but didn't see the third one. So, seeing how all the good old games sell to gauge interest in making an original type game. I think the good old games is just kind of just there for people to play the old stuff on current stuff, current PCs. I don't know if it's going to gauge anything. I don't think it's necessarily released for that. But because again, they're so well into the third person or first person, wherever which way, and I think that's what they're going to do. I bought the Umbrella Corporation RE logo for my car. Haven't installed them yet. Damn, well, that's killer. Put some pictures in the Discord when you do. I love the season of The Witch. So do I, Carlos. Thanks again, Cam, for the 2 super chats. Thunders gifted Aquarat a membership. I'm just seeing that. Thank you, Thunders. So we got 2 donos from Cam and then 2 gifted members from Thunders. Let's see here. Kanjiro says, man, it's shitty to hear you got hosed on the Kickstarter. I must have missed those stories. I didn't find you until 2022, but I'm glad I did. Your channel is one of my only 2 I watch. Rose second. Well, thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. And sorry, my cat finally gave me space on this fucking chair. Because sometimes James just sits behind me on this chair, and I don't have fucking room. I'm like on the edge. Yeah. I mean, I was I've known JJ since before he made Residents of Evil. So he was on my podcast, and I inspired him to stay within the RE community and do things on his own. And now look at it, biggest RE channel. Let's see here. There's a lot of questions here. I'm trying my best here to catch up. What do you think about Dead by Daylight? Surprisingly, have a bunch of Resident Evil characters. I like Dead by Daylight. I played a couple sessions of it with a couple friends. Really liked it. Never stayed on it, but your cinematography on the Arkley Mountains was so legit. I love it. Well, thanks, Kular. A lot of that stuff for the forest stuff was stock footage that we did end up using, and that's what they used. So JP says, sounds good, with the Chris and Jill emojis. I think Resident Evil 9 will feature Leon and Jill in the style of both Resident Evil 2 Remake and 7 Biohazard. I would like to see both characters come back in a way where, we kind of get a solid story telling, through the eyes of them, their older selves, because they are older characters now. And very much how we were seeing that kind of beginnings of Jill in not Infinite Darkness, Death Island. Sorry, I keep getting them mixed up. Death Island. I want them to expand on that a little bit. So Nico asks, hey, do I still play guitar? Yes, I do. I've been trying to actually play a little bit more recently. Like I have this guy right here. It's my baby. I don't even know. It's in standard right now. It's in standard. I don't even know if you can hear this. have to adjust the gain on this. I love the collection video, says Milford. Well, awesome. I'm happy you do. I've been trying to do more than just like collection updates, you know what I mean? Aaron Hooper says, evening from a very hot and sunny England. Hope you're well. I am very well. Yeah, apparently it's like, what, the hottest day that's been recorded in England? That's what Nuji was saying. That's why I didn't stream. I was like, yo, brother, where's your stream today? Wasn't there a... Oh, I'm sorry. The collection videos are awesome. Thank you, Matthew, for that, too. Wasn't there a storyline where Chris, Jill, and Barry go to Europe to take down Umbrella headquarters? That was in Umbrella Chronicles, and it was Chris and Jill. Matthew Webster, what's going on? Would have been better having another S.T.A.R.S member alongside Rebecca and RE0 instead of Billy. I guess it kind of adds to the, you know, the yin and yang approach where he comes from a different background, she comes from a different background, you know. I think that's why that stuff kind of, you know, kind of does that. Let's see. If they do a mansion theme setting again, that could expand the gaming area by adding an open farming section. You mean like farming enemies? Let's see here. I mean, I think as far as having it in a mansion again, it easily can be done. I mean, you know, they could always just be like, oh, there's another mansion right here. And then they could just set them in a mansion. Do I think they'll ever kill off one of the main characters, feeling that they could kill Chris and RE9 and make 10 a revenge story? I don't know. I think killing off main characters is just not a good thing that they should do. That's just my opinion. I mean, I know they get older and you got to do something, but awful, horrible. See, what do we got here? Do you think Capcom... I already read that. Code Veronica remake is clearly the obvious choice from fans' perspective. Claire needs time to shine. Yeah, I mean, I think it's long overdue. I think it's time for us to see some Code Veronica, you know. Aquarat sounds like a ditch storyline that would have been used for the OG RE4 story. I guess he's talking about what he was mentioning above. How do you feel about Smile 2? I saw the trailer the other day as well when I went to see Maxine. It looks interesting, I guess. I don't know. I like the first one was just okay. Actually worked with Sosie Bacon at Monster Mania, and that's what most people came up and knew her from, was Smile. And I made a good impression. So that's good. As far as, like, you know, she wants to come back, and she was actually supposed to come back this time, and Callie was supposed to work with her, which would have been awesome, but then she postponed because of filming. And no, it's not Smile 2 because she's not in Smile 2. But a lot of people kept asking her, like, are you in there? And she's like, I don't see how I would, considering my character doesn't really make it. But yeah, I see that you liked it, Horror Fan. And it's fine. I didn't hate it. I just saw it and I was just like, oh, it's just okay, you know? But it definitely, I think, made a bigger buzz than they thought, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I preferred Friday the 13th over Dead by Daylight. So did I. And then I like Texas Chainsaw Game over all those. I want RE9 to be about Chris because the end of RE8. Yeah, I think so too, Julius. I think they need to figure out what they're doing. Best Leon Kennedy actor? Matthew Mercer. PSVR 2 got discount. Getting one? Not right now. Not right now. Yeah, I just, as much as it is tempting, I can't afford it. And I just, yeah, it would make for content. I could play RE4 VR for you guys. But, yeah. Let's see here. I got an idea of RE game focusing on a normal civilian in Raccoon City who you play as, witnessing the events unfold. That would be cool. I mean, I even think with Outbreak kind of touched on some of these survivors being more ordinary civilians. So if they ever told a story like that again, where they go back to Raccoon City, that would actually be, very interesting. By farming, I meant like gardens and barns. Oh, okay. I visited a derelict school, and it was close to a private ranch. Got to meet the cows. Oh, shit. Okay. Interesting. So you're actually talking about literal farm. I think about like farming like enemies and shit for stuff. Okay. So you meant literal farms. Interesting. And then he actually becomes one of the raccoon survivors. I mean, hey, I wouldn't be opposed to another what if type game, They won't dare use the cross. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I don't know. They could still make Alfred crazy. Let's just say that, horror fan. It's crazy how the custom skins for the PS5, like the PS1 and PS2 skins, are a million times better than the official alternative designs. Yes. Very disappointed with how they pulled that off, Yusuf says, playing the guitar and talking shit about Ari is pretty fun. What did I walk in on? I would like Claire and Jill going after a rogue Chris. That'd be interesting, But I don't know. I just don't think that Chris needs to be like evil or rogue or anything like that. I just kind of want to figure out what's going on with the BSAA. You know what I mean? What the fuck is going on? When I went to watch Immaculate at Regal Cinema, they were out of nachos. I was furious. Isn't nachos just like a thing of chips and then like melted cheese? Like, I think Cinemark does this thing where they just give you the bag of chips. It's like in a bag, and then they just have like melted cheese. Like, I think that's what they do. And if so, fuck them for that, because that sucks. That sucks bad. Got a Venom and Carnage skin on your PS5? That's killer. I'm sorry. I'm just like, now I'm just have the guitar in my hand, so I'm just fucking just noodling different shit, so. I don't know how loud it is compared to me, but hopefully it's not too overbearing. Chris needs his own game. That'd be nice to see him in his own game again. Gular says, I'll be honest, I just want to play RE5 Remake already. I'm very curious how it's going to look. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for an RE5 Remake. I think the ending of Separate Ways was a perfect way to segue that in. Yeah, I'm down whenever they decide to do it. An RE game in a giant zoo. Well, we did get a zoo in Outbreak File 2. And in Raccoon City, actually, and it was really cool. Getting chased by a big-ass elephant, an infected elephant, that was actually kind of crazy. So we did get it before. We could do it again. See. They never made zombie cats. That'd be more dangerous than the Cerberus. Zombie cats would be terrifying. Oh my god. That'd be fucking crazy. I would love an RE spinoff about a new character and detective that can shoot and solve clues while doing it. Something different. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm never opposed to them having new characters. I just think that 7 and 8 really did feel like side stories, and 9 would be a nice return to form, you know, seeing our main characters again. Not saying you can't have new characters within that. It would be nice to see Chris and Jill in another game together. If, say, a legacy character has to go, example, Chris starred them together and end them together. Yeah, I mean, if they are going to take a route where, yeah, their fate is going to be, you know, questioned, or you don't know where they're going to end up at the end of the game, I think you should pair it up good. David R. says, OMG, Anthony, sign my shirt. My signature is worth nothing, David R. This is kind of like a custom, like Les Paul. It isn't like a legit, you know, Les Paul, but it's like, you know, apparently it was a kind of like a custom made one. And then I have a Line 6 amp over there. Nothing crazy. And then I have a foot pedal as well, which was a AW3 foot pedal. I don't know the brand, but actually, you know, I can look it up. I don't know if I know how to play any of the save room themes, but if they're in, like, you know, if it's something simple, I can look it up. What's up, Jeff M? Good to see you here. Steam gets so many good-looking horror games. Echoes of the Living, Dead Season, No More Room in Hell. Man, are we console gamers going to get some love? I don't know, man. I think PC is the way it's where it's at with a lot of this stuff, honestly, because mods are in, and you know, mods are in. There is a save room theme tab. Is this in standard? Capo on the 3rd fret. Sounds clean for a line 6. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, you can't really hear it very well, but I still want an RE game after RC happened. Government built a facility there to study BOWs and viruses like Area 51. A leak happened and the RC survivors go back where it all started. That seems pretty easy for them to do that. I don't know why they haven't done something like that, to be honest with you. These people are insistent on this capo on the 3rd fret. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Interesting. Isn't G minor? See, the way I go off stuff is I gotta look at tabs. I know some people could do it from their ear, you know? Oh, yeah, the Silent Hill. Yeah, the Silent Hill stuff would actually sound kind of nuts, to be honest with you. I don't know. That learning it on guitar, that'd be fucking killer. That'd be a cool video to do. I want to see how this sounds. Interesting. Fifth fret, 7th. Jeez. Like the fucking stretch, bro. Holy tits. What do you think of RE5's Prey theme? So intense, gave me chill. I do like RE5 soundtrack. RC is Area 51. It just covered up decades ago, JK. Glad your Umbro actually got off today for a 12-hour shift. Damn. Something in the way? I don't know a lot of Nirvana. I know some Nirvana stuff is very, very simple. But let me see here. I want to see if I can get this. Because for the RE1 stuff, it's saying I need a fucking capo, and I don't want a capo. I mean, I have one. I'm pretty sure I still have one. Okay, let me see if I can grab a fucking capo. I do. This is a capo, if you guys don't know. You basically have to rest this on. It wants it on the 3rd fret, which I mean, that's what this one is saying. Don't know if this is real. Well, it's not real, but you know what I mean. What happened? Pull the cable out. What happened? Uh-oh. Hold on. Technical difficulties. back. I don't know. This stream is off the rails. There's no there's no plan. There's no sound check. There's nothing. There's no agenda. This is just random shit right here, guys. So I hope you enjoy the fuckery. Let's fucking tune her off there. So it wants to do. I don't know if that's right. It's on like a distortion. I mean, I could do it clean too. It's on like a heavier distortion right now. But I think that's... Let's see here. Curious how RE0 would have been handled in a remake. Opera singing Leech Monster and all the goofy stuff. Yeah, I think if they did 0, that would be really cool if they tie it in with the first remake again. If they remake the first game. What's up, Anthony? Great to see you as always. I truly hope the fandom supports the GOG initiatives of bringing the classics. We need to send a strong message that we can see the game on all platforms. I love to see that, Abdul, honestly. I would love to see that. Classic Trilogy definitely needs to be available on modern consoles eventually. Yeah, I don't see why not. There's no reason why Director's Cut should be it, you know? They didn't even put 2 and 3 on there, and then it just sucks. Yeah, GOG is its own separate thing, so that's the only thing is that, like, they usually just focus on the PC stuff, honoring the PC stuff. Do you like fantasy elements in RE? Not really. I wasn't really a fan of what they implemented, you know? It's almost there. First half is too low octave. Yeah, I'm trying to see... also just put it on clean too, so you can just hear it. And it switches up to 1 and 3. So I'm going 1 and then 3. What is that? Nope. Yeah, this tab's a little strange. I see where it's going though. It looks like it's 3 notes wrong. I posted a current version. That's why I like people give feedback on this stuff. On like the really sucks they locked RE1 DC behind the highest tiers of PS Plus, so anti-consumer. But give me 2 and 3 and I'll sign up. Yeah, I mean that shouldn't be a thing. You should be able to purchase them, you know, separately, single-handedly. You know what I mean? Golden Freak, what's going on? Good to see you here. I was sitting in a save room for 20 minutes. Yeah, hell yeah. What's up, SIB Studios? How's your summer been so far? Pretty good. Pretty good. You know, pretty busy. Just trying to, you know, plan accordingly for the rest of the year. I'm shooting a comedy short next month, so that's going to be fun. SIB says, I haven't been to the beach yet at all, trying to go down to Wildwood. Yeah, man. I haven't been down to Wildwood yet. I really want to go down to Ocean City with me and Callie. That'd be fun. At least before the summer, but it's just so tough with everything going on. Just how busy everyone's schedule is. If we get another RE1 remake, I hope Rebecca character is treated like she's actually experienced and Nightmare prior to this and could help S.T.A.R.S understand the virus and how it works. Yeah, all that I agree with, because yeah, it doesn't seem the continuity isn't there, you know. And yeah, that's all stuff that could be worked on. Hopefully RE9 news the next couple months. I hope so. Says, when I saw Perry play OG RE3, it made me want to play it. Oh, yeah. Anytime I see anybody play OG RE3, makes me want to play it. And he was playing it on a beautiful Dreamcast. So, Dreamcast is beautiful. There's a trick to get RE1 DC on PS5 without PS Plus. If you buy it on PS3 store, you get an option to download the PS Plus version on PS5, even if you're not subscribed. Really, JP? Because I tried to do that, and it did not work for me. I did actually buy the Director's Cut, because this Director's Cut version on the PS5 is a different Director's Cut. It's a specifically made Director's Cut for this edition. It doesn't have the old music, but you can still use the analog sticks. It's very weird. It's like a hybrid version, but... yeah, Leon, just use emulators, honestly. But yeah, JP, I haven't been able to do that, honestly. I did do that with a couple, like Siphon Filter, it let me download. Tekken, it let me download. Other games that I already had on my PS3 PSN account worked, but for some reason, Director's Cut didn't work. Did you do anything specific to make it pop up? Because when I click it, it still says, like, subscribe to the network. I tried it back when it came out. I tried it a few months after that, but... There's got to be some RE news. These games don't take that long to get made now. I mean, it's true, but they like to pace out their stuff because they got Monster Hunter they're trying to promote. That comes out early next year, top of the year. So let's see here. SIB says, I'm due for another RE3 run. Hey, Anthony, since you have a bunch of RE merch, whether it's games, figures, what would be your top 10 favorite items in your collection? Man, that is a tough question. That'd probably have to be a video in and of itself, Milfman. But to at least answer some of your questions, I would have to say probably Saturn. Resident Evil Saturn has to be up there. I would probably say that my Nemesis statue that Carlos Cruz gave me is one of my favorites. My Tyrant statue that JB Zombie gave me is one of my favorites. My Toy Biz figures, the N64 Resident Evil 2, the RE1 kiosk demo, that's really rare. That's up there, to name a few. But that would have to be like its own video where I can really narrow everything down, because that takes a little bit. But I have a lot of stuff. Can you download the PS1 games on PS5? You bought them on PS3. I bought them years ago and haven't tried. Yes, John. So some select ones you can. It just depends on what they are. So like Toy Story 2, I was able to download. Siphon Filter 1 and 2, I was able to download. 3 didn't let me. I had to buy it again, which is dumb. So it's very wonky with how it works. But yeah, I'd like to work on a video like that. Pretty sure I did it. Not sure. It works only in Europe. Huh. Okay. I think I've heard that before, where it only works in Europe. Exactly, Wolfboy. PC is the way to go for many. Seeing the entire PlayStation library on your console is a legendary feeling. Yeah, no, just to have it. Silent 2 remake for PC. Hell yeah, SIB. That's the way to do it. I will be streaming Silent Hill day 1. Really hope Blooper Team can do Silent 2 justice. The game is one of the most important horror games in history. It's true, Glitchy. It's going to be a very, very tough thing to live up to when they make that remake. That really is going to be tough. And yeah, I really hope they get it going. I really hope they do. Getting a PC next year? Nice, man. I have PC, but I just like playing on consoles too much, so I very rarely use it for games, only when I have to. Yeah, man, I mean, I like having options too, you know what I mean? Like, even though I love PC, I still like having consoles, but, you know. I know, Leon. I wish they did take care of the backwards compatible stuff. Sony has such a great legacy, you know? It was a situation like RE4 Remake where people thought it was pointless at first, but then they ended up knocking it out of the park. Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. I want to start content creation, and Resident Evil will be one of the main series I will highlight. Well, there you go, man. Do yourself a favor, though. Play other survival horror stuff, too. Don't be afraid to branch out. Do I have any old RE comic books? Not the old ones, no. I wish I did. Spencer mentioned the RE engine would be killer. Hell yeah. What's up, Steve Burnside? If I didn't say hello to you. It's like... It's tough. That's like... Because they had the dead notes. Let's see. Is Sony's lost at the end of the day? We don't even have to pay for emulate. Yeah, that's true. Would you rather be pecked to death by crows, forest, or a Cerberus attack? Both sound very slow and painful, but I'd have to say maybe just because I know they sometimes like to eat the eyes first, I would say maybe just the Cerberus. Just fucking pull out my neck and we'll be good. Suspect, what's going on? I will feature other stuff, and thank you for the advice. No problem, Wolf Boy. Spencer Mansion in an RE engine has so much potential to be one of the scariest RE games next to 7. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think 7's that scary, in my opinion, but that's all a matter of opinion. You know, what's scary to you is different than what's scary to me, what's scary to all these other fans, so... What's up, Quentin? Good to see you in here. See here, we got Quentin here. This is Milky. This says a high focus on horror has caused games like RE7 being very boring to play. Scary the first time, but the other runs are incredibly boring and scripted. Well, yeah, I guess once you get used to it, it's like anything else. Once you get used to it, it's not as scary, right? First time you play RE on PS1 is different than when you play it for the 100th time. Sean Fancy says, what do you think of an Outbreak remake for their next online attempt? I think that'd be great. I do agree. I mean, I think the Versus stuff, Sean, has been very dicey and not very good. I think they should focus their online multiplayer stuff through co-op. I think that'd be very cool. I voted on the Nemesis run for OG RE3. Nice, Quentin. Thank you for that. Yes, the membership poll is up. I'm playing 7 as soon as I finish Rev 2, but honestly, none of the RE games have really been that scary, says Arthur. It just feels real to me, you know? It feels like a real-life scenario where a guy is chasing you in an everyday house. It's pretty scary to me, personally. It's all good. I completely respect where you're coming from. RE7 is the scariest and the serious as Leon. He thinks so as well. When it comes down to the era of gameplay, RE7 is a terrifying generation of gamers. Back in the day, RE1 scared the shit out of everyone. Yeah, I mean, it comes in waves, right? Like RE7 was being exposed to a new type of audiences, the scare cam audience, the live stream audience, and many of those people were checking out horror games maybe for the first time. And then it ended up becoming more of a, you know, something more a little bit different than they thought, you know, where you had some horror games that were very much like relying on the first person. And in this case, it was basically for the VR, you know. So, yeah. I think RE7 hit the mark for some people. I think it comes down to the era of gameplay. I already read that. Which RE character do you think deserves a return to the most out of all of them? I think Jill deserves a main game, to be honest with you. Jill definitely does. Last time she was in a main game on her own was I guess Revelations, it's a spinoff. But main game before that was Resident Evil 3. Ever read the Ari comic about the nerd who is the son of an umbrella scientist? Kid steals a sample of the G virus and goes on a rampage, killing everyone who bullied him in school. I haven't read that, no. I think there should be a cutscene at the beginning of RE8 slows down the game and make things like speedrunning tedious. Yeah, I mean, it's true. But every game's going to start out differently, have a different pace, you know? Yeah, what is that comic called specifically, Aquarat? That's pretty interesting. Here's to see how the connected RE0 and 1 remake will be. I hope it would fix a bunch of plot holes that went nowhere while also giving us a canon ending. Yeah, I think an ending where everyone leaves the helicopter is very much needed. And yeah, just make the continuity work between 0 and 1 remake. You know, I think it's very. I'll put down the guitar now. It's very a glaring issue. You know what I mean? So I got to look it up. I read it in the 90s as a kid. It was part of an anthology RE comic. Yeah, I know of those comics. I just don't think I ever actually added them in the collection. But some of them do go for some money, so. But yeah. So any other questions you guys want to ask? Go for another half hour or so. As far as what I got for you guys. Hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. God. They put up more shit on Best Buy for the RE4 Steelbook, and I missed it. Yeah, the Steelbooks for RE4 went up, and then it sold out. Damn. That's a big F. Yeah, apparently the Steelbook went back up. It was the case only. But I already have it, but I was, trying to see if I could get a couple to give away. Damn. That sucks. It started right before I went live, of course. Hope they include how Enrico found out that Wesker was the traitor in the remake. That'd be cool. I think after RE9, Chris retires from the front lines because of the new director of the BSAA, then Jill will take over as the main soldier on the front lines going forward due to her slow aging. That's true. The slow aging has been, essentially confirmed by Capcom, and that's why she looks the way she does in Death Island. So I would rather see our main characters step down, so to speak, just retire than just be killed. Yeah, it looks like it's the Steelbook from last year's launch, Jeff M. But when I look at the pictures, they look completely different, and I'm assuming it's the same one. Actually, hold on. Let me actually see if it's the same SKU number, because it might be there, might not. Damn. And then they reposted it a half hour ago. Then it sold out again. Damn, man. What's up, Great White? You didn't miss much. We're literally just shooting the shit here. But yeah, apparently these Steelbooks, I think it's the same one. Yeah, okay, so it is the same one. So the Steelbooks that went up, this isn't what it looks like, but it's sold out. But apparently it went back in stock as well. So if any of you guys missed out on the RE4 at Best Buy Steelbooks that are very rare, it looks like they are currently going back up, and it was posted twice. Once when I started streaming, and then a half hour ago, apparently more were in stock, and now they're sold out again. So I guess we'll see if more get made. I'll let you guys know. Thought the Keeper's Diary was amazing, and the podcast you did for it was great. Well, thank you, Wolf Boy. I appreciate that. Sorry if I missed that comment before. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with what we did with Keeper's Diary, and stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more being announced hopefully soon for the next project. We are doing another project, so I just can't really say too much, but that's the plan, is that we're going to do a project as long as, you know, we hit the goals again and everything like that. So also explore the history between all the S.T.A.R.S members and their connections and comrades. Long, in-depth characterizations of them all. Always down for more development. I already said what's up to Great White. What's up? RWK's in here. What's up, man? Just don't understand why they haven't made HD collection for 2 and 3. I mean, OGRE 1 and 4 are available on modern consoles alongside their remakes. I don't know, Miguel. I think it would just print money if they did something like that. Obviously, we see a lot of the stuff has been neglected to not be put on these new consoles, you know? Joe could be an anchor character moving forward in the timeline. I agree, Mace. Keeper's Diary has to be the best adaptation of Ari that we have ever gotten in cinema, in my opinion, and made by fans too, which really says a lot. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, Glitchy, and I do. You know, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but I think we really did something special. And just so you know, whatever plans happens in the future with any of our channels, I hope that we can continue to make something that makes fans proud, you know. I think the next project will hopefully show more of a grand scope of things that can be achieved on a bigger scale, and we can continue to show and tell stories in many ways that work, you know. So whether it's another file or another, you know, part of the franchise that people like, yeah. Looks like the one that came out with the R4 Collector's Edition, the one I got from Best Buy last year, had Ashley and Leon on it. Yeah, I think it's a different color, Jeff M, or a different design, but I think it is the same exact SKU number. So the ones that, so I think the SKU number that is there is the same SKU number that came with the one from Best Buy. Like, because our Collector's Editions didn't come with the Steelbook. I don't think they did. I mean, I think in Europe it did. I'm not sure. Yeah, because I don't think we actually got a Steelbook. So I got the Steelbook from Best Buy. But I think it's the same exact SKU number. I can actually go back in my Best Buy history and check it and let you know if it's the same exact one. I'll let you know in like 2 seconds. I just got to go to my purchase history. I know the design on the website's confusing. It throws people off. Fucking I see the order here. Hold on. It was showing a different cover when it was up last. All right, so the SKU number is 6532907. 6532907. Is this the same one? Okay, it did come with a Steelbook. Okay. Yeah, no, it's different SKU numbers. Shit. Fuck, you're right. Because this one's 65409. Wait, 6540937. That's what's posted on there. Yeah, this one is 6532907, so it is different. So there's different ones. So you're right. So yeah, we did have a steelbook that came in the North American version. Okay. I completely forgot about that. Damn, man, I'm so fucking pissed that I missed this. Yeah, 6540937. This one's 6532907. Got a free receiver with RE8 at Best Buy, but not with RE4. Yeah, the RE4 one was put out like ahead of time, and you could just buy the steelbook by itself, which now that's what this one is saying, but it's a different SKU number and a different design. But like Jeff M was saying, it's the different steelbook. So, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked with steelbooks. But yeah, if it goes back up, I'll let you guys know while I'm live. I'm so pissed I missed this because I would have grabbed it again. It was another RE4 Best Buy steelbook. I like how it says the release date's 3/24/23, which it definitely isn't for the steelbook anyway. But Miguel says Keeper's Diary was good. I mean, anything better than the Paul Anderson movies or Welcome to Raccoon City. Shitty. Thank you, man. Imagine if you do something like Keeper's Diary, but Isidoro and his development of using the Plaga to create monsters while also becoming the Vertigo. That would be interesting. Oh, you mean like the files? Yeah. I mean, look, to take stories from other files, I think that is, that's something that is a wide open door. Depending on which one we go with, at some point, would be interesting, right? I feel like Capcom's going to release a classic collection eventually, and they're about to release the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. That's true. That's true. Hopefully soon, man. I think they have to realize that these collections literally print money. I mean, they literally print money, and, there's nothing wrong with putting out collections. Okay, so you're right. So, Jeff M. So the steelbook that went up, you're right, is the one. So the steelbook that just went up on Best Buy for some reason is not the one. Let me grab it so you know what I'm fucking talking about. This one. This is the one that was on Best Buy by itself. I don't even think there's the back design is the house. You kind of see it. So this was sold by itself. This sold out. Now, I think my steelbook is in my box over there. I don't actually have it on display. But this steelbook that just went up on Best Buy while we were live, that sold out, is a collector's edition steelbook that was in the collector's edition box. So they're giving you a chance to get it without getting the statue and all that stuff. So, obviously my headphones off. But yeah. Okay. Very odd release time. Apparently they went up more than once, and I fucking missed it. So I'm just sitting here. It's only $10 too. It's like, fuck, I could have just bought like 3 of them. I don't see a steelbook either. Yeah, like I'll send the link here. I'll send the link so you have it. Or so you at least can click it and then see it. So that's the one that went up. It's not really nearly as good looking as the other one, but cool. Yeah, it's not. I honestly not really too big on this design. It has the silhouette Leon. Like I like this one better. I liked having the the chainsaw Ganado and all that shit. If you could see any of the games get a CG movie adaptation, which one would you want to see? RE3, probably. Or you know what? Maybe the first movie. Or the first game. As much as I would like to see RE3, I would love to see a CG adaptation of the first game. How do you respond to particular people in the live chat? My old ass doesn't know how to do it correctly. What do you mean? Like, like reply to them? So if you at their name, so if you click like at, like you see what Leon did, at Aquarat, someone needs to adapt that immediately. See where he says that? When you click the at, their name should come up. Or you could just type at their name, and even if it doesn't come up and you click their name, they get to see that you're talking to them. It says, RE4 Remake has so many good files that could really create a ton of cool stories. Absolutely. I'll go back at my store tomorrow. Well, that's the thing, RWK. A lot of these steelbooks probably aren't available in stores anymore, so, like, this doesn't even let me check availability. So, what's up, Matt? Hope you're doing well, man. Matt Clyburn's in the house. Hang on, YouTube key is messing up on me. Anyway, what is happening? Just going through a lot, but good to see you back. Well, Brian, hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're pulling through. And yeah, not really much is going on. I'm just kind of shooting the shit with the chat. I was busting out the guitar earlier, just noodling away at random shit, learning some RE stuff on the spot. But yeah, we're going to be here for a little bit longer. Probably another 20 minutes or so. And, yeah, any questions you guys got, we could talk about that. Sorry, trying to match RWK's energy, says David R. What's that? RWK always has the energy. Yeah, honestly, very, very strange that the Steelbook would just randomly go up. Working on an RE non-canon fictional story adaptation. It's based off Resident Evil 1.5 and scrapped Elza Walker character. Nice, Kevin. Good to hear that you're working on your own kind of concepts. Have you seen the gold edition cover of RE4 Remake? Yes, I have. I actually don't own it because I'd have to get it from Play Asia, but I was thinking about getting it just to have it. I do like the cover, though. Are you going to stream the RE Beat 'em Up? It looks good. Yeah, so a lot of people are asking about the RE Beat 'em Up. I should definitely stream that and do like a video on it. I could just do a video on it too, but that's what I might do. Do you want to learn the flamenco song from the RE4 trailer? That would be cool. Yeah, the RE Beat 'em Up, I don't know if I should stream it or I should just do a video on it. I know Rambo was letting me know about that in the chat, and then I looked it up. I was like, oh, shit. People are actually covering this. I'm going to have to download it for one, make sure it works, and then should make for a good video, right? Something different. No. What if RDJ voice act on RE character? What? Who'd be a perfect William Birkin? Looking forward to seeing something different than the mold. Capcom doesn't do a third game with it. Yeah, hopefully not, man. I agree. I'm kind of over the mold, you know? Yeah. Kind of over it. Dude, I'm so mad. I'm just waiting to see if Wario puts up more stuff. Let me see if Play Asia still has Resident Evil 4 Gold, which I think they do, but Yeah, they do. $41.99 before shipping, which isn't horrible. Yeah, Mark. I mean, I've done a couple before, but I like to go shooting some more. That'd be fun. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. Oh, okay. Ruscio Bros direct an Ari film with Robert Downey Jr. Probably not, but in a fantasy world, maybe. I think R9 is going to be something different from the mold. God knows what though. Yeah, not sure. I mean, look, even if they just, I know zombies have been done a bunch, but I mean, just going back to simple shit like that would be fine. You know. The episode selection. R9 has mythical creatures like skinwalkers or vertigo as enemies. Yeah, see, that's where I kind of would not want to see that because, again, it kind of loses track of the vibe of, the whole thing. So, I don't know. I just don't think that feels like Resident Evil. I'm having beers and playing MGS1. That sounds like a good time, man. I got to go back on MGS1 because I was actually playing it on the Xbox and Callie was watching me play it. She liked the story, which is cool, because that's one of my favorite games that isn't Resident Evil with a crazy story. RE 1.5 does deserve its own game, even though it's non-canon, especially with the RE engine and modern graphics and mechanics. Yeah, I mean, I know fans have done their best to kind of finish it on their own kind of deal, and that's all we got for now. But I was always intrigued by seeing them finish that. Even though I don't really give a fuck about RE9, I think Capcom is bringing back the director of RE7 for the next game. The ambience and tone for RE7 was perfect, and we need that back in the series. Yeah, I kind of mentioned that in my last RE9 video I did earlier this month, and yeah, I think that's at least hopefully gets it set in the right move. It's been 30 years since RE1 takes place, and in September it will be 30 years since RE3 happened. Will be 30 years in a couple years. Nemesis versus Master Chief in Raccoon City. Chief has no basic loadout and ammo capacity. There's 1.5 hours till the city is nuked. Who wins? Oh, shit. I feel like Master Chief might be able to just shit on Nemi because he could just jump really high and just stomp on his shit. I do like Master Chief, and I do love Nemi. RE7 was not perfect. Kay is coming in here with the truth. It wasn't perfect. I do agree. It did have problems, in my opinion. So the next RE could take inspiration from Alien by having hazardous blood from enemies. Interesting. RE Village felt like Castlevania mixed with RE. Yeah, not the vibe I was really thinking. The guy who directed RE7 definitely understands how to reinvent Resident Evil in a way that makes it feel fresh while also keeping the same spirit intact. Well, hopefully if they did something else other than molded or enemies like the Bakers, I don't think that the setting was really like horrible for RE7 as far as the house. I do like it simplified. But yeah, just give us our original characters back. Give us better enemies than the molded, you know what I mean? I understand RE7 had to be a soft reboot in many ways, but I don't know. I really don't know what the best way to go about that would be. It's not the end of the world. It's the Nemesis would win, says Carlos Gaming. It's tough, right? Because Nemesis has a bunch of fucking arsenal shit as well. But if Master Chief doesn't have a loadout, then I don't know. No game is perfect. Well, it's hard, right? It's hard because we know, Mars Invader, how everyone's idea of perfect is different. That's why everyone's, an individual. Everyone has their own opinions that kind of stand out from others. Some have the same opinions, right? But what your idea of a perfect RE game is different than what I might think, right? Or we might be on the same page. But I think RE9 just really needs to focus on making it feel like a mainline game, the first mainline game since Resident Evil 6. And I mean that by really telling stories of our original characters, where 7 and 8, no matter how you felt about them, in my opinion, they did really feel like side stories. Like they could have almost been spin-offs. And maybe that was originally the plan, to make them feel like spin-offs. I don't know. I just think that, shout out to RE7 director for Shinji. I mean, look, Shinji would be amazing. It's clear that he's moved on from the franchise at this point. But if he actually came back, that'd be amazing. I mean, I would never deny him coming back and having some input, considering the last real one he had input on was 4, Night Shift is taking its toll on my mind. Sorry. Oh, you're good, David R. Marvel and Capcom are bringing back the best directors for the series. Marvel and Capcom? I hope the director of RE9 goes into the RE or the Rev 1 direction more than the RE7 direction. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I hope that whatever he found, quote unquote, is more, I guess, of a progress from 6 to where we are now, right? I'm still down with zombies. I mean, Chief has his basic loadout, but no extra ammo. Basic loadout, I don't know. I think he might still be able to, I don't know. It's a good question. I like both, though, so I don't want to hate on Nemi or Chief. Funny enough, I remember some staff from Capcom thought originally RE4 felt like a spinoff. Well, yeah, I mean, it was so different. RE7 and 8 wasn't for me. Yeah, Carlos, I mean, I think that's why there is a lot of built-in fear. I think there's a lot of pressure probably on Capcom to make this thing very, very much a nice follow-up. But, they sell so much and millions regardless, which is nuts, right? So, I mean, it's not hard to wrap my brain around. I know it sells to a different group of audiences that, really do enjoy what 7 and 8 brought to the table, what the remakes brought to the table. And there's people that are hardcores that love them. Again, to each their own. But I think as far as like from a fan lore story, standpoint, they really got to knock it out of the park with this writing. They really got to bring back characters that feel. Because every time I say this, I have to preface it by like, look, I'm not saying don't have new characters at all in Resident Evil ever, right? But have Jill and Chris, right? But also implement other characters. I'm not saying they can't interact with anybody that's new. I just wasn't a fan of the Winters collectively. That's it. I'm not saying that anybody they ever bring in that is a new character, it's not refreshing if they don't bring in new characters. No, I think there's room for that. But just, honor our original characters and don't leave us on a, BSAA cliffhanger that Village kind of showed, where you don't know why they have BOWs, why they're flying in, right, getting sent in. What happened to that control? Why didn't that happen? Yeah. I think it was because 4 had a self-centered plot with the Spanish cult. That's true. RE4 is a different beast. RE4 did push the game mechanically as well. I think that's a big thing, is that on top of the story being different, the mechanics are just so different. What's popular in horror now? Koshi Nakanishi seems to take an inspiration from what's big at the moment, since RE7 felt like PT. Maybe we might see the same thing again. It's a good question, Matt. That's a really good question. I feel like Nakanishi might take he could still make it very much, of a more grotesque approach, right? Gory, brutal, but are they going to go straight on first person? That's also the big question. I would say third person seems to be the way they're going. I mean, Shadows of Rose, you could only play third person. You couldn't play first person, right? But he might be like, you know what? My vision will be first person, or my vision will be, you could choose both. So, but what he will pull from, I'm not sure. They really did knock down the door for a lot of these horror games to be remade and over the shoulder, right? So that's what's kind of in right now, is a lot of these horror games being remade like Resident Evil. So RE4 was a big departure from the original formula. Not in a bad way, though. RE4 does something different, and that's what makes it special, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, I think it did it in the right way. I RE7 is new and trendy, and that's what the new people that gotten into RE want. They want Ethan and Hillbilly Friends and Frisk Fredfield. They don't like the old characters anymore. You know, I do believe that to a certain extent there's some people that played 7 and 8 and don't really know those old characters, or they might know Chris by name but not really. But I would hope, Kay, that they would, you know, if they're going to do 9, they just make it one of our main characters, or have 2 of our main characters that we know and love in there. I would really hope, you know. Remember Chris said in RE5, Tricell is funding the BSAA. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very questionable with where they're really going with some of the stuff, you know. Capcom's going to call you immediately. You have to come up with an original RE enemy type to elevator pitch before the call. Oh, man, that's a good one. Mars Invader. Original RE enemy type. Oh, man. Shit. I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to give this a good go. What has been done? What hasn't been done? Man, I don't know. That's tough, man. What's up, Darnizzler? The call's coming at as far as Invader. Damn. Man, an elevator pitch? Fuck. Fuck. Someone says a cat. Bioweapon house cat. I would say a cat. A small, like, it's almost like a bobcat. They can just fucking climb walls and shit. Let's go with the bobcat, right? Cat with acid blood. A lot of people are saying cat in the chat. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? Some kind of fucking bobcat. I don't know. I might fail the pitch, but... Oh my god, RE4 remake. Wow, so good, says Carlos. Yeah, it is an amazing remake, honestly. It really is. I would have to add, like Leon, but that's about it. Capcom will go with what makes the most money. They do like Leon, that's true. They could also just make it Leon's game. Curious how they bring Leon back and he's still voiced by Nick, or would they give him someone that sounds older? They could still go with Nick. I mean, I know they used Matthew Mercer for Death Island, but I don't know. Bioweapon house cat. I just like that. Dart Isler and D-Man said cat. Skeletons, that's going to happen eventually. It's true, Glitchy, right? The Mew virus, yeah. Zombie Sasquatch. Zombie Sasquatch is good. You got an idea cooking? What is it, Mars Invader? Let's hear it. Zombie Sasquatch is good, too. I do like that. Like Bigfoot, but just infected and jumps up and down on the enemies. RE4 Remake is the most faithful remake behind the 2002 remake. I can't really argue with that. I really love RE4 Remake so much. Dog-sized lobster with speed and bloodlust of a hunter. Okay, so now we're getting into some good pitches here. Other than a zombie bobcat. Bro, they make the main character in Monster Hunter Wilds look like Carlos Oliveira. Really? I only saw a couple of clips of that, but I feel like Nick's the guy... And he loves the series, too. That's true. He is really good. I would love to see him continue. I thought he did a really good job, if not even better job, in RE4 Remake, playing a more, like, tactical, trained, lived-in Leon. So that's really good. And, man, I'm trying to think of any other good idea. I do like the zombie Sasquatch, though. That's pretty good. I'm in Arkansas, so I'll have to watch out for Sasquatch, yeah. I'm in the Pine Barrens, so I got to look out for the Jersey Devil, right? Whatever they do, they need a stalker enemy, and it'd be horror. See, that's a very controversial. I mean, in a way, right? Because some people are tired of the stalker enemies. I don't think we really need a stalker enemy, to be honest with you. I know that there's been like rumors of that also being a thing. I don't want to give light to any of that because again, it's all rumors and speculation. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I really don't know how I feel about a stalker enemy. Like, what do you guys think about stalker enemies? Do you think it's just done? Like, we shouldn't even have to return to that territory? Because I think it's kind of like been there, done that. But what do you guys think? Hunters and CG movies, not just liquors. That's true. I went to Leeds Point recently in the Barrens, and it's very creepy out there. Leeds Point? Damn. You been to Shamong out there? I've camped out there before. I'd be down for a stalker enemy, says Land. They're always fun. This fucking depends on the stalker. Okay. The problem is the perspective. I think they worked better with fixed camera angles. That I mean, yeah, I think the peak was the fixed camera angles. Keep your eyes out for Sasquatch, says Mark. Capcom loves stalker enemies, man. Mr. X, Nemesis, Jack Baker, Lady D. Yeah, but see, Lady D was very like loose. She was only like, she was only there for a little bit, you know. She wasn't even as stalker-ish as Jack Baker. Like Jack Baker was more of a stalker enemy. Thunder's gifted another membership to the D Man 22088. Thank you, Thunders. I wonder how things would have been if the most recent R games were only 7 and 8 with no remakes. That's a good point. Yeah, with no remakes, I think fans would feel a little. Their morale might be down a little bit more because I think people really wanted to, see what the remakes had to offer, and the remakes I think also helped the main line. I think it all helped each other, to be honest with you. Hell yeah! If you remember now, you got the custom Anthony emojis and Ari emojis and all that good stuff. Stalker enemies work if they do make you scared shitless, in my opinion. Yeah, again, everyone's own, I guess, interpretation of horror and what scares them. It's all, it's all relative to what you like. Let's keep veteran characters like Chris on their toes despite their experience. Enemies that can't be kung fu or boulder punch. Spiky enemies, amorphous enemies, generally finesse enemy. Well, the thing is too, it's like I think I know what a lot of people liked about Ethan was the fact that he, at first before we found out he was molded, he was just a normal dude. And then 8 comes along and says, "Oh no!" After that first 15 minutes of 7, he was just turned into mold. So it's like, oh, okay, so R2 remake made more than yeah, definitely. 7 and 8 were still successful. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. The supernatural side again? I hope not, man. Again, kind of been there, done that. I love the Goosebumps books. Absolutely. Love reading Werewolf Skin. Yeah, Goosebumps books are really cool. I have great memories of seeing those covers at book fairs and all that stuff. With no remakes, we'd probably have Rev 3 and 4 by now. They could have probably done more spin-offs. I do agree, Matt. If you guys are fans of Jurassic Park and World fans, you'll notice that the plot is getting more becoming like Resident Evil. They want to make bioweapons using generally modified dinosaurs and having a darker tone. Yeah, I have noticed that. But I will say I'm not really too big of a fan of the current like Jurassic Park films. Like Jurassic World was okay, but you really can't beat the first one. Thank you for the gifted membership. Hell yeah, Thunder's always out here supporting the chat and the community. Would you make a film about the Night Watchman's Diary in RE2? That would be cool. A lot of people have brought that up, talking about following up Keeper's Diary and such. So that is true. Hold on one second. Gotta watch the Goosebumps show ASAP. I saw the movie, actually. It's pretty good. Mix of Dino Crisis and RE. Yeah, basically, right? Mr. X was terrifying with a full Dolby Atmos surround sound system. I could hear every crack on the floorboard he made step through the police department. Absolutely. How the fuck do you kill a ghost? I don't know. Some of us have become null to certain horror aspects, unfortunately. That's true. I think some stuff just gets tiring as you see it over and over again, or you see other movies do it over and over again. Different TV shows. Replace Umbrella with an actual voodoo witch doctor. Can't get past the Goosebumps intro. It makes me laugh so hard. Also, an artist isn't enough for you? Would you feel comfortable? This is from Papa Rain, sorry. Would you feel comfortable with RE capped at RE10, REX, the final solution to everything where most of the RE characters finally meet? And then maybe get a spin-off game so people stop. I mean, 10 seems like a good way to wrap things up. That's not a bad idea, but I don't think they'll stop at 10 because money talks, bullshit walks, you know? But to have a game where, you know, it's kind of like how everyone met up in Death Island, they could, but then you run into, like, you know, the RE6 thing where it's too much going on. I think a short film based off The Prisoner's Diary and Code Veronica would be cool to flesh out Alfred Ashford and the treatment of employees. Yeah, that would be another good one, D-Man. It's good option there. Remakes are good. It's just they changed the story in some. RE1 Remake kept the story and added to it. Exactly, Kay. And I think if they did it again, they can add 0, fix those story inconsistencies to 0 to remake. And then at the end of remake, have everyone escape on the helicopter properly. So we get like a full-on ending. I think an interesting short film would be George Trevor, Lisa Trevor storyline. Those files of George trying to escape are good. Yeah, they are. Very good files. So much great material can be made just from the files. Rebecca deserves to come back. The most behind Jill. She's been dormant since RE0. Yeah, that's true. I like seeing her in Vendetta and Death Island. I think those are great returns. Complaining about the game not being canon. Continue from my last message. Sorry. Oh. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no. If we get more spin-off games, that'll just add to the lore a little bit more. A lot of people are saying that Seven's not only saved the franchise, but Capcom as a whole. That's why a lot of them say we're in a renaissance era since Seven. I think Seven did very well for Capcom. I think it did very good sales and stuff like that. But I think RE2 put them over even more. You know, that now here's the thing. Was Capcom in dire straits right before RE7? Absolutely. They weren't doing very well. They weren't doing very well as, as a company financially. And I think 7 did sell really well, but 7 didn't single-handedly save it. They had to get their ass in gear with honoring what fans wanted to see. And if you remember, RE2 Remake really got people on board again with Resident Evil. 7 did as well for some people, but I don't think 7 was the one that single-handedly saved the franchise. As much as people will like to say that it did, you know what I mean? Because I think 6 sold very well, but it didn't necessarily... they didn't know where to take it after that. I think it kind of fell into like a crisis of not knowing what's going to happen. Rev 2 raid mode is underrated. Yes, Leon, it is. I also feel Capcom totally wasted opportunity to not add more DLC for 2 and 3 Remake, especially in the new digital age. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff they didn't add. Extreme Battle or Real Mercs mode. I think I don't know. I think a lot of people do give 7 a lot of credit, and that's fine. But what helped 7 was that we were begging for new games on next-gen consoles, so what better way to make a new RE? Yeah, I mean, look, they made it first person. They made it for more of a casual experience to where you don't necessarily have to know all of Resident Evil to play it, so the entry point was lower. You didn't have to worry about it. But if 7 was so good, why didn't they keep Chris's look? Well, I think with 7, because it was a quote-unquote soft reboot, they made things look a little bit different because they didn't necessarily know if they're going to continue. So maybe Chris looked completely different, and I agree, his design wasn't good at all. But, I think, look, 7 was put in place at a different time where Capcom was still climbing, and I think RE2 Remake pushed them over even further because RE7 still had a lot of split reactions when it came out. It wasn't all fine and dandy and sold all the units it sold now, looking back at it because it's been out. You know what I mean? RE2 Remake, I think, in theory, pulled it over even more. So, bring Outbreak to the Rex engine. Then you could have yearly files added. That would be cool. What do you think of the Ada forming an organization of mercenaries to fight against the terrorist mercenaries? So characters like Ada, Jake, Carlos, finally, and maybe Billy could be in the group. That'd be interesting. I think Ada is long overdue for her own game. Kay, we don't acknowledge that clone. Yeah, we don't, honestly. They fixed how Chris looked in Village. I think 7, they were trying to make him look like he aged up to RE1. Yeah, well, I mean, it was very, very loose, Once they realized 7 did well, they started to connect it to the Chris that we knew, and that's why they changed his design. Because, again, 7 was very much like how's the Subway sandwiches in Sicily? Good old Stevie Mac. What's up, man? Yeah, it was good. Fuck Subway. I kind of hate how much people want the games to be a continuous tale of the same few characters. With so many characters, barely related plot lines, it's practically always been an anthology series. That's true, but I think it's because they leave a lot of things open with so many characters and so many even spin-offs even. So, Chris looks so terrible in 7, they changed him back in 8. Yeah, thank God. We should definitely expect an RE game in 25. I hope so, man. I hope so. I hope we actually get it in 2025. That'd be amazing, Did you have any ice cream? Have any cream cheese? No, I did not. RWK. Or Subway. Or Subway cream cheese. PC modders, one day we'll mod Charlie as the older Chris, I hope. I think so. Forget the RE7 Chris. We brought the OG Chris back. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what they did. Yeah, RE7 was pretty much like a soft reboot. They wanted to be completely separate than the story. Then once they realized that's why Ethan was supposed to be us, because it was VR. Capcom needed money. Capcom went to Sony and said, look, Sony went to Capcom and said, look, do you want to do this in VR? They said yes. It was in first person. That's why Ethan doesn't have a face. Ethan was supposed to be us, our average Joe, walking into a house, not knowing what the fuck's going to happen, looking for your wife. And then it was successful, and they said, okay, now we have to connect 7 to the story. Let's change Chris. Let's connect it even further, but let's expand the Winter story. Let's make it to where he was dead since the beginning. He was molded. And that's basically what they did. So the success of 7 made them essentially not just making a loose, soft reboot, which is why it looked the way it did, and they changed it. That's basically what happened. It was VR because Sony paid Capcom a lot of money to make that VR, and that helped them. So, and a lot of people did complain about 6. They didn't know where to take it. Yeah, they won't do that now, John. That's what PC's for. RE has so many directors of their own, take their own on the timeline, so no wonder why they did a 180 with 7. Exactly. 9 for 25, remake for 26. Sounds about right. Yeah, I think they always have a couple being made at the same time. If you had to choose who would die in RE9, who would you choose? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's kill Ethan all over again. After this year, we'll probably get an RE game at 25, 26, 27. Has to be eating Capcom alive since they didn't have an RE game to make money off of this year. Yeah, but they're still doing really well. Monster Hunter is making them a killing, and the new Monster Hunter is going to sell like fucking crazy. So, was it Village? Not even original sequel to RE7. I mean, it is. I mean, I think the original sequel idea for 8 would have been different, but they ended up changing it and making it a little bit closer. Mr. Dutchy Dutch says, hey, LTRE. Hey, everyone. What's up, man? But yeah, I'm going to probably go for another 5 minutes, and then we'll wrap this up. So any other questions you guys have? And, it's fun. This has been fun hanging out, playing some guitar randomly, which I've never done on stream before. And I'm giving out capos. These are $10 a piece. LTRE signed capo. No, I'm just kidding. LTRE signed steelbooks. I'm giving away. No, I'm just kidding. What do you think of Claire's design? Changes so much. Her nose is completely different in almost every entry. Not really a fan of Claire's redesigns. I wish they kept her more of the same. But I didn't really mind her look in RE2 Remake, but, it's not my favorite look. People also said Chris looked too muscular in 7. I served in the military with guys who looked like Chris from RE6. Fans wanted a skinny Chris with little to no muscles, hence Ethan. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Chris has been done so dirty, Kay, and you know this. Like, his designs have always been done so dirty from game to game. Honestly, I mean, not that all of them are bad, but, like, he can never stay the same. Honestly, RE7 could have made into a different horror game IP instead of RE. Let's say 7 was a completely different game than RE until 2019 with RE2 Remake. Yeah, I mean, it did kind of feel more like a spin-off or like a side story, I feel like. And I'll still feel that way, RE figure statues do I have? I have 3 Toy Biz. I have the Chimera and Chris. I have Jill and the Spider, and I have the Tyrant for the Toy Biz. I have the Leon RE2 Remake statue, the Jill RE3 Remake statue, the Leon RE4 Remake statue, and the Chris RE8 statue. I have a Resident Evil Apocalypse or a Resident Evil official Capcom Nemesis statue with a Gatling gun and a rocket launcher, a huge statue that Carlos Cruz gifted to me. And then I have a Tyrant statue that JB Zombie generously gifted to me, so thank you, brother. I have a Nemesis Resident Evil 3 soft statue from Amazon. That was around $60, give or take. I think those are all the statues I have and figures. I also have all the NECA figures from RE4-ish. Shout out to Joe Natal for gifting me that. So I have them. I just don't have them on display, but I do have them. I showed them off in a video. People forget he bulked up after Code Veronica due to Wesker beatdown. That's true. What's more inconsistent, RE character models or the voice actors and actresses? That's a good question. I would say maybe the voice actors, but even the models too, Capcom hands you a contract. They'll install the next game on your computer on console tonight, but you got to eat a whole family-sized bag of flaming hot Cheetos every morning for 3 months. Jesus. Signing? I I would just die. I don't even think I'd make it. Maybe I'd have to pass on that, or maybe there'd have to be a compromise, you know? Y'all tripping. Claire looks like a goddess on the Earth in RE2 remix as Leon. I didn't think she looked horrible, but I already read that. At least they won't do Dino Crisis 3 route and put RE in space. Not yet, Mark. Not yet. Claire looks fine in RE2 remake. If they bring her back for a Code Veronica remake, she'll look better because of how much the RE engine has improved. That's true. Do you have a jar of each of those statues? Or just one big jar of all of them? What do you mean jar? They're kind of just displayed on my shelf. I don't have them in anything. Bring back Alice in Court. That would be cool. As much as they go for now, I'm tempted to get a 3D printer and print my own. Hey, man, you can. Got to go to baseball practice, Ant. Glad you streamed, bro. Thank you, RWK. I'm glad you're here. I had the Jill Spider toy, and I also had the William Birkin. Yeah, I need the RE2 ones big time. Wesker figures are ridiculous in price. I don't think I have any Weskers, unfortunately. If we get a Dino Crisis remake, it's guaranteed to be in the RE engine. Yeah, that or the Rex engine, appropriately named. Because it looks like they said they're working towards the next engine, which is Rex is the extension of the RE engine. So I think the next few games we'll see will be on the RE engine, and then probably for the next gen consoles, or maybe towards the end of this gen, they'll start using the Rex engine. Because Monster Hunter is still in the RE engine, we can tell. And probably the next few. So keep us posted with that P.O. box, man. Definitely. I will do, man. I got to reopen everything. It's been a lot. There's been a lot going on, but I promise I will let you know. RE Smash or Pass when? Hopefully soon. For what, though? Is that about characters or games or what? But yeah, let me just shout out. I want to shout out CamMA for the $20, Thunders for the 1, 2, 3, 4 gifted memberships. Smash them all, says Mars Invader. But yeah, thank you for those donations. Thank you guys for hanging out and shooting the shit with me. If you could have Leon's handgun, Krauser's knife, or Ada's grapple gun as a prop, what would you choose? Damn, those are some good questions. I would say probably Leon's handgun. Glitchy says there'd be so many smashes it wouldn't even be funny. Yeah, right. Seriously. Some of the people in these chat rooms. But all right, guys. Yeah, thank you for hanging out. Really appreciate it. We'll do another one of these next week. Smash Mr. X. Oh man. Well, all the ladies will have their pick, and then the guys will have their pick. You know what I mean? Okay, I guess that's the vibe people are going for. But you motherfuckers are crazy. But anyway, thank you guys. Thanks for donating. Thanks for watching. And I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for some more Resident Evil Biorand. So the Biorand was for Resident Evil 2 was very fun. We're not done it yet. We're going to try it again and continue our Ada campaign and story. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. And it's good to be back. It's good to be back in the flow of things after a little week break from being in front of the screen, so to speak. So love you guys. Wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you. And let's keep trying to grow. Let's keep trying to put out content. And that's it. Take care. Smash the like button. That's the next thing you can smash. Subscribe. Check out LTRE on the Discord, socials. The merch is down below. Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. And I will